about what is Selenium, why we are going for Selenium, means the various advantages, the limitations of Selenium, and then components available in Selenium, topics which we are gonna cover in our regular sessions. And assuming that you all don't have any idea on a programming skills. Okay, I'm just assuming that you people don't have any idea about a programming knowledge. So with that knowledge, we are starting this session. So what exactly a Selenium means? Selenium is an open source test automation tool which is used to automate any kind of web-based applications. So the ultimate point out over here is, in order to automate any kind of web-based applications, we are going for this particular Selenium. Okay, so the point out over here is, it is an open source test automation tool. Open source means anyone can simply download this software for free of cost, and they can automate their applications. Okay, so the organization no need to spend even a single rupee to work on that particular software. They can simply download these softwares and they can automate their applications using this particular tool. Okay, and the most important thing is, using this Selenium, we can automate only a web-based applications. Means whatever the applications we are testing on a browser. Okay, so what are all the applications we are testing on a browser? Those applications we can automate using this Selenium. Fine. So these days, if you observe, majority of the organizations are looking for Selenium skill sets, and even their projects are implementing using this tool. So a simple question will rise in our mind: why Selenium? Why not any other tools? Right. Usually this kind of a simple question will comes in our mind. Why we are going for Selenium? Why not any other tools? The answer for this one is various advantages with this tool makes it more powerful than a commercial tool. Okay, so the various advantages with this particular tool makes it more powerful than any kind of a commercial tool. Okay, so what are all the various advantages? The first one is record and a playback feature. What does it mean? The example is a mobile phone. We can record either audio using mobile phone, and whenever we want, we can simply play back that recording. Right, whenever we want, we can simply play back that recording from the gallery. The same way here, the record and a playback feature works on a browser. Means whatever the actions we are performing on the browser, our tool will record the scripts, and whenever we want, it will play back the scripts on the same browser. Okay, it will play back the script on a same browser itself. So it's gonna perform the record and a playback feature. And this is a tool which supports multiple programming languages. So it means if I know Java, I can write down my Selenium code. If I know Ruby, Python, .NET, JavaScript, whatever the programming language might be, if at all we are familiarized with any one of the programming languages, we can write down our Selenium programs. Among all these programming languages, we are preferring Java as our language to write Selenium codes. So among all these supported languages, why we are going for Java? Why not any other programming languages? The answer for this one is Selenium is a tool which was developed using Java programming language. Okay, Selenium is a tool which was developed using Java programming language. So this is the first and most important thing. Selenium is a tool which was developed using Java programming language. And the second thing is majority of the people who are using Selenium, they are choosing Java. Hence, in future, whenever we encounter any issues while automating the application, we will get support from those many people. As the majority of the people are using Selenium with the Java, hence in future whenever we are facing issues, we will get better solutions for that. And then 75 to 80% of a job market, even they are looking for Selenium plus Java. Hence we are choosing this language to write our Selenium programs. Okay, hence we are choosing this language in order to write down our Selenium programs. So this is the first point. And the another thing out over here is, okay, that's fine. And the third major advantage with this particular Selenium is, okay, and the third major advantage is it supports multiple browsers. Whatever the test script we prepared, we can execute across IA, Firefox, Safari, Chrome and other browsers. Whatever the test script we have prepared, we can execute it across multiple browsers. We can run the Selenium scripts on our mobile devices or mobile phones also. If at all we are good at Selenium, we can automate our mobile applications using this tool, and even we can perform some kind of load testing using this tool. Okay, so altogether, as this is an open source tool which supports these many advantages, hence we are preferring this tool to automate our applications. Okay, hence we are preferring this tool in order to automate our applications. So this is the another major point. And here, as we have chosen Java as our programming language, whatever the concepts required for us to work on Selenium with respect to Java, we are going to cover all of them within our sessions itself. Okay, so you no need to learn Java separately. Within the training program itself, we are going to cover all the Java concepts required for us to work on Selenium. So these are all the various advantages of this particular tool. Guys, is this point clear for everybody, or do you have any questions for me so far? So if at all you people have any questions, you can address me here. Is this point clear for everybody? You can use a chat window option available here, and you can raise your hand if at all you are having any questions. Cool. So once we are done up to here, the next point is, okay, we studied about the various advantages. Then what about the limitations with this tool? Right, even we need to know the negative part. So far we studied about the positive points, then what about the negative points with respect to this tool? The first point is, it is an open source tool. We will encounter issues with getting solutions. Means whenever you are automating your applications, if you encounter any kind of an issues, that would be bit difficult for you to solve those issues, as it is an open source tool. But we have a number of Google groups and forums where max people are discussing about all the issues and the solutions for them. So we can get simply solutions for our issues. And the second one is, we can't handle any kind of window based pop-ups. Means file uploading. Assume that I would like to upload a profile pic to my Facebook. It will display a window based pop-up. Using the Selenium, we can't handle such kind of a pop-ups. Okay, fine. So using this tool, we can't handle such kind of a pop-ups. So this is another limitation with this tool. And here, a small example out over here is, okay, a small example out over here is, in my laptop, I have 2 GB of a free space, and I would like to store 20 GB of movies into my machine. So is it possible, guys, to store 20 GB of movies into my machine, which is having just 2 GB of a free space? See, usually my laptop is running with a lack of memory, so it's not possible for me to store this much of information into my machine. In such a cases, we will connect an external hard disk and we can store entire information to that hard disk. And whenever we want, we can simply connect that hard disk and we can access desired information. So it means memory limitation in my machine we are overcoming with external memory. So the memory limitation we are overcoming with the external memory. The same way, the window-based pop-up limitations we are overcoming with third-party tools like AutoIT, Seculi, etc. So we are using some third-party tools to overcome this limitation. So even though we have certain limitations with this Selenium tool, we are overcoming those limitations. Okay, so we are gonna overcome those limitations with some third-party tools. So these are the various kinds of limitations which we have. Okay, so am I clear for everybody? Anurag, Samira, Anjana, Anita, Pradeep, and everyone. So am I clear for you all? See, you have a questions option here where in which you can address all your questions. Okay, so you have a questions. If it is clear for you, just let me know it's clear. If not, please raise your hand so that I will give you option to unmute and to address your questions. Okay, fine. So we are done with the advantages and the limitations with this Selenium tool. And the next one and the most important thing is components in Selenium. Okay, so what are all the various kinds of components we have in Selenium? Selenium IDE, Selenium RC as a version 1.0, WebDriver as a 2.0, Selendroid as a 3.0, and the last one is a Selenium Grid. So IDE, RC, WebDriver, Selendroid and a Grid. So these are all the different components available in Selenium. Let's see the significance of each and every component. Selenium IDE is a component which is used to perform record and playback a feature on a Firefox browser. Okay, Selenium IDE is a component which we are using in order to perform the record and playback feature specifically on a Firefox browser. This component will work only on a Firefox browser. The major limitation is it doesn't work on any other browsers, just Firefox browser alone. Okay, it doesn't work on any other browsers except a Firefox browser. And then here it is an add-on to our Firefox browser. Moving on to the limitations with respect to this tool, we can't handle any kind of UI operations like drag and drop, scroll bar, etc. using this Selenium IDE, and even we can't implement if conditions using this tool. Okay, we can't implement if conditions using this tool. As IDE is a component which is having this many limitations, people are not using this Selenium IDE in their real time. Okay, people are not using this IDE in their real time. But few people will use Selenium IDE in their day-to-day activities to simplify their work. Reason is I can record a script and I can play back the script for the repetitive actions whatever we are performing. Assume that I would like to log a bug. So in order to fill entire bug information and to submit a bug, it will take 15 minutes for me. If I record a Selenium IDE script, okay, if I record a Selenium IDE script with basic fields, then I can submit a bug within 5 minutes itself. So it means we can use this Selenium IDE in our day-to-day activities to simplify our effort. That's it. In order to simplify our effort, we are going to use this Selenium IDE. Okay, so the next one is Selenium RC as version 1.0 and a WebDriver 2.0 versions. Means both RC and a WebDriver are almost one and the same. But there exists some difference between them. What does it mean? What is the basic difference between RC and a WebDriver? An example for this one is, assume that we purchased Samsung S6 mobile in the year 2016, for which the Android version is a 5.0. One of my friend purchased the same mobile in the year 2017, for which the Android version is a 6.0. If you observe, there exists some difference between these two Android versions. Even though both are same Samsung S6 mobiles itself, but because of the manufacturing year got changed, even the Android versions also got changed. As these two Android versions got changed, there might be some differences in features wise between these two mobiles. Of course, both looks like one and the same, but the features wise, it will vary between these two. The same way here, RC and WebDriver supports multiple programming languages and multiple browsers. But let me show you the basic difference. So here is the Java program, whatever we are writing, and here is a browser. Here is a Java program and here is a browser. See, assume that this is one end of a river. This is another end of a river. These two are two different ends of a river. As these two are two different ends, if at all a person would like to move from one end of a river to another end, he would like to have at least a boat, or he needs to know how to swim, then only he can move from one end of a river to another end. The same way here, whatever the Java programs we have written here, in order to execute the Java programs on a browser, the Selenium server is required for RC. Selenium server required for RC. Whereas for WebDriver, the server is not needed as it is a latest component of Selenium. As a WebDriver is a latest component of Selenium, it doesn't need any kind of a server to execute the script. And moreover, using WebDriver, we can perform any kind of a UI operations like drag and drop, scroll bar, etc. We can read content from image and a PDF, and then we can run the scripts without launching the browser, and even we do have integration with some third-party tools as well. So as a WebDriver is a latest component and it supports these many advantages, 95% of the people are going for WebDriver only. Okay, and the next component is a Selenium, which is used to automate only Android devices, Android mobile phones, tablets and other things. We are using this Selenium. If we are good, if at all we are good at a WebDriver, we can simply work on this Selenium and we can automate our mobile devices. And the last component is a Selenium grid, which is used to automate parallel execution in Selenium. To support parallel execution in Selenium, we are going for this Selenium grid. Moving on to our regular training program, what we are gonna study means we will start our sessions with the Selenium IDE for 2 to 3 hours to see how can we work on the various kinds of components. And here in RC we will start Java concepts for about 8 hours of Java concepts required for us. 8 to 10 hours of Java concepts we are going to start it out over here, plus 1 hour on Selenium RC, and a WebDriver we are going to spend about 15 to 20 hours on a WebDriver, and each and every session we are going to consider with a real-time example, and even we will give you assignments for your practice. Okay, we will give you assignments for your practice on a daily basis. And we will see introduction to Selenium for 1 hour and overview on Selenium grid for 1 hour. In addition to this one, within the training program, we are gonna cover Appium mobile automation testing tool training for 10 hours. Nowadays, majority of the people are looking for mobile automation testing skill set also. So we are gonna cover with respect to mobile automation testing APM tool within this Selenium training program itself. Okay, within the Selenium training program itself, we are gonna cover this Appium mobile automation testing tool. Altogether, the total duration for this training program is about 40 to 50 hours. Every day, see if you observe whatever the concepts we started from the demonstration from past 40 minutes, I just made a note for each and everything. The same way, moving on to a regular sessions also, we do have a detailed running notes which contains from where you need to download the configuration, what you need to download, how to configure your system. Everything was mentioned in these running notes in a detailed manner. We are gonna give this one, and we do have some sets of test cases designed for your practice. We can consider them as scenarios for your practice. Roughly we have around a 30 to 40 scenarios designed for your practice, which you need to practice from your end. Each and every concept we are gonna cover with an examples itself. Okay, on a daily basis we are gonna cover these scenarios with a bunch of examples by showing any real-time applications. We are gonna consider a couple of real-time applications for your practice, and we are gonna discuss all those real-time applications within these sessions itself. Okay, so we are gonna cover all these stuff within this training program itself. The only thing required from your end is you just need to attend the classes regularly, and you need to practice all these a bunch of assignments whatever we are giving on. At the end of the training, you will be in a position to handle any interview, and even you can work on your projects. If at all you are directly assigned to your project, you can work on your project as we are covering a framework concept within the sessions itself. So each and every session we are going to cover with a bunch of examples. See here, this is the scenarios which we covered for the current running batch. So this is a 60th program. So it means roughly we have created around 60 different scenarios to learn this WebDriver, and still we have 10 more scenarios to finish that. Roughly we do have a bunch of scenarios for your practice, and we are going to cover those many scenarios within our training program itself. Okay, so this is all the stuff which I have for the demonstration. So if you people have any questions, please let me know. And one more point is, we are going to start the regular classes from tomorrow only. Regular sessions are going to start from tomorrow at same time. Only for tomorrow we are going to start the session at the same time. For day after tomorrow we are going to change the session timing. So again, tomorrow the session would be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, we are going to start the session tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so this is all the information which I have, and even we are going to share these running notes to you. Okay, whatever the notes I have written for these Selenium demonstration, we are going to share these running notes to you along with the demo session recording. And I hope you people have the course content with you. If not, even we will share you the course content as well. Okay, so we are going to share you the course content as well. So these are all the various stuff which I have for this demonstration. So if you people have any questions, I'm just unmuting you all. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand so that we can discuss this stuff. Okay, and one small question which I got is how long this training program will goes. So as for the general Selenium training program, we are concerned about only the Selenium, not this APM. To finish this Selenium, I need a 45 days. 45 days to just finish this Selenium. After that, I need a 10 more days to finish this APM tool. Roughly, we need 2 months of time to finish this entire training program. Okay, see, we are not covering all the things with the basic concepts, guys. If you have a look into the course content, each and every concept we are going to cover with a bunch of examples. So whenever you are attending this training program for 2 months means the only target with this 2 months training program is at the end of the training, for sure you will be in a position to handle a project or to crack an interview. That's what the ultimate objective of this training program is. Okay, fine. So another quick question which I have, will you provide the recordings for the regular sessions? Yes, of course. We do provide all the recordings on a daily basis. See, if you observe, so we are going to update all the recordings in a Google Drive folder. So we are separating the recordings as IDE, RC, WebDriver, like this. We are going to split these recordings. Along with, we are going to specify the running notes, the test scripts, whatever we have discussed, everything we are going to cover within this Google Driver folder itself. We are going to give you access for everything via Google Driver folder. Okay, fine. So this is the thing. And Pradeep, just a second. I'm unmuting you. Seems like Pradeep, you can unmute yourself. Samir. Cool. Yeah, Pradeep. Do you have any questions for me? Fine. So Anita, Anjana, Anurag, and reminding people. Guys, do you have any questions? Prabhu, Pradeep, Sri, Samir, if the start time for this session is changed, do you know if it will be early than 9 p.m.? See, my target is basically in this session a few people are from CST time zone. They want to start this session at 9 p.m. CST, which is gonna be at 7:30 a.m. IST, which is just after 1 hour. Okay, which is just after 1 hour. So for only for tomorrow, we are gonna start it for 8 p.m. Central Time, and from day after tomorrow, we are gonna start this session at 9 p.m. Central Time. That's it. So from day after tomorrow, we are gonna start it from 9 p.m. So this is the time. This slot was fixed for this batch. Okay. So we are gonna start this session at 9 p.m. from day after tomorrow. Only for tomorrow, we are gonna have it at 8 p.m. as I have another session which I am gonna finish it by tomorrow. Okay. For that particular reason only, we are having this session at 8 p.m. for tomorrow. Okay. And this is the thing. And Samir, Sri, do you have any questions for me? Prabhu, Mans, and Ansir, do you people have any questions for me, or you are good with this session? So do share your questions if at all you have, so that we can discuss over them, and then we can drop for the session. Okay, cool. And for the tomorrow session, we are going to change these meeting details. So we are not going to use the same meeting details for the next session. Okay, so kindly share your inputs to the team so that we will provide you the meeting details for the tomorrow session.